Both great and small, everyone prays. The president of nations does it. Prime ministers does it. The governors does it. And it really does not matter the religion. The Jews do it, Muslims do it, Hindus do it, Buddhists do it, pagans do it, the heathens do it, and Christians do it. Prayer is meant to be one of the most exciting aspects of a life of faith. It has the power to transform lives, to change circumstances. It gives peace in the midst of trial. It alters the course of nations, and it wins the world for Christ. Everyone ought to pray always and never to faint. So we have to keep praying. Let nothing be strong enough to cause you not to pray. Anything that takes you away from prayer is definitely not of God. And it doesn't matter the season or situation you currently find yourself in. Because when you succeed, you need to pray. When you fail, you need to pray even more. In times of war, you need to pray. In a pandemic, you need to pray. When life is rough, you need to pray. When life is great, you also pray. When you are tired, you pray. And when you are in good spirits, you pray. When you are happy, you pray. And when you are sad, you pray. If you are living in holiness, you pray. When you are entangled in sin, you pray even more. When you feel guilty of sin, you pray. When you are mocked, you pray. When you are loved, you pray. At all times, you need to pray. When you plan to pray, you start praying before you reach the time you plan to pray. Pray during your prayer time, before your prayer time, and pray after your prayer time. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 17 says, pray without ceasing, because God hears all prayers. Whether in your prayer time or out of your prayer time, He hears you. When you wake up before your alarm, pray. Or when you wake up after your alarm, don't be guilty. You still gotta pray. Pray, pray, pray in season and out of season. Don't just talk prayer. Don't just plan prayer. Don't just wish to pray. Start praying now. Don't ever doubt the power of prayer. Prayer changes everything. Don't you ever stop praying. You need to make it a daily routine. God hears you and He is working out for your good. I want you to understand and always remember that you can never overpray. Your prayers have no expiration date. You never know when, where, or how God will answer. Your prayer makes a difference. Don't feel it doesn't matter. Sometimes all it takes is just one more prayer in faith to change everything. To get nations back on their feet, we must first get down on our knees. It is possible to move man through God by prayer alone. Prayer should not be regarded as a duty which must be performed, but rather as a privilege to be enjoyed. God can handle your doubt, anger, fear, your grief, your confusion, and your questions. You can bring everything to Him in prayer. Pray more every day. Pray in your schedule and out of your schedule. Did you know that God is far from the prayerless and is closer to the prayerful? Nothing is an excuse for prayerlessness. Not your sin, not your failure, not your falling, not your mistakes, not even your guilt or your pain, and not your tears. Everything that happens to you has one message: pray. Prayer draws God to you. Prayer purifies you. Prayer brings forgiveness and brings power. Prayer brings breakthroughs and brings healing. Prayer brings miracle and favor. Prayer brings about supernatural turnaround because prayer makes you a voice. Prayer makes you live heaven on earth. Prayer is walking with God. It is the fuel for the journey. Prayer is the voice of victory in the midst of temptation. Prayer is the doorway of the supernatural. By prayer you came, by prayer you live. By prayer you are sustained, and by prayer you will enter into glory. If you doubt me, ask Jesus why He is still interceding for us in heaven. Prayer is not a key, prayer is the key. Whenever you hear about praying, run to that venue. When people gather to pray, be there. When people talk about prayer, give your ears. When there is an opportunity to pray, don't excuse yourself. It needs no place to be. Don't wait to be motivated to pray. Pray to be motivated to pray. Spending days without praying is trekking miles and miles towards your destination when you can actually be propelled over there. You don't want prayer, you need prayer. Pray when others are praying. Pray when no one is praying. Pray when asked. Pray when not asked. It's okay to forget to eat or drink, but don't you ever forget to pray. Pray, pray more, pray much more. Make prayer your habit. Live a lifestyle of prayer. If you only pray when you are in trouble, you are in trouble. Prayer is mystery. Prayer is alive. Let no devil be strong enough to stop your prayer. Let no challenge be strong enough to stop your prayer. Let no sin be evil or sinful enough to stop your prayer. Be unstoppable, be ceaseless, be faintless, be tireless, and be direless. Don't give way, don't give out, don't give in, and don't give up. When you stop praying, you start misbehaving. You start making poor choices in important matters of life. You become unserious with everything. You start losing value. You start losing opportunities. You lose spiritual receptors and you become so carnal. You lose inspiration and start making errors. You lose freshness and start decaying. You start losing things and start seeing everyone as an enemy and fake, including your destiny helpers. You start hiding. You stop seeing the value and beauty of life and start contemplating suicide. You start unnecessary competition and strife. You become more susceptible to witchcraft. And when you start learning the Bible and listening to message by man of God where it condemns your certitude, your light dims and becomes darkness. You start comforting yourself that your television experiences are enough. And fellowship is not important. Everything, including nature, starts firing back at you. Anytime prayer stops, it is quickly replaced and overtaken by a wrong habit and spirit, because nature abhors vacuum. So stop praying and keep praying and never stop praying.